The problem: most beginners jump in without understanding what they're doing, and they lose money fast. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through, step by step, how to place your very first options trade, even if you've never traded anything before in your life. No confusing jargon, no fluff, just a clear, beginner-friendly guide. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what buttons to click, what choices to make, and how to avoid the most common beginner mistakes.